So, what are we talking about this morning? Ion Fury. That's what we're talking about this morning. Let's just get into it, shall we? Ion Fury. What is it exactly? Well, what's the whole deal with it exactly? Let's just get into it, shall we? And I just said that twice, didn't I? I am so sorry. So this is like the second or third time I'm doing this because I messed up the first two times. One with a live stream in the background that I forgot was up because it automatically came up. But anyway, point is, Ion Fury has had its a deal of controversy lately for some odd reason. And yeah, that's about it. End of video. See y'all next time. No, I'm just kidding. So what is it exactly? It is a 90s style shooter, all right? And we're taking it back into the 90s style. We're using an old engine, and you can see the sort of picture there. I'm going to try and put gameplay and other stuff up for all to see if I can remember to in editing for your viewing pleasure, so you're not just looking at my ugly mug while I talk. But Iron Fury has sort of that 90s style nostalgic feel. That's the whole point to it. And it ran into a bit of a hiccup recently. A hiccup in the way of reset error type NPCs out there who were upset about a joke that's in the game, of course. And as a result, they have to tear this entire game down. And to be honest, I think they frankly succeeded in doing so. But only time will tell how well they did it. So what happened? There's a joke in there. It's a joke about something. Anyway, doesn't really matter. It's just a joke. Just like it is with anything else. Jokes happen. And it's comedy. Whether you like it or not doesn't matter, because there are comedy and bits out there that I don't frankly care for. And you know what I do when I find those things? I scroll past it. I go somewhere else. I turn it off. I don't listen to it. But these people, they can't be bothered to do that. They have to police everybody for their own sensibilities. So they decided to start looking into a Discord. And in this Discord, of course, has the developers and everything else looking for that key thing, that very damning information that they can use to copy and paste and screenshot and put out there for the world so everybody can show how horrible these people are, how ist they are, how phobic they are in one regard or another. And they finally found that damning information, that insanely damning comments like NPC SJWs and new wave feminism and things like that is trash. We don't like it. They're horrible. They're bad for the gaming community and stuff like that. That was their damning information. So when they got that, they took it and they posted it all over their forums. Journalists picked it up, wrote hit pieces about the games, 3D Realms, and so forth. And the giant Twitter mob rose up in arms with one another, upset over something that the people who are actually wanting to play this game could care less about. We'll go with that. They could care less about it. But these people, they have to be the moral busybodies that they are and have to ruin all the fun for everybody else, because they are the embodiment of the meme, no fun allowed. And as a result, 3D Realms pandered to them. They went ahead and released a statement going, "We are so sorry." They apologized for their transgressions and are going to make it right by issuing sensitivity training, removing the offensive material, and donating like 10,000 to some kind of charity, because donating to charity makes all your wrongs totally right. I think that's just a bad move. Don't donate to charity unless you absolutely positively want to give to that charity. Other than that, it's an empty donation. But that's just my opinion on that. Anyway, so they did that, and then guess what happened after that? The fans, the people who were actually anticipating this game, the people who wanted this game, who were waiting for this game, who were pre-ordering, already ordered it, whatever it was, wanted this game, turned on them. They saw this as the cowardly move that it was. A developer, a company, kowtowing to the SJW mob because their sensibilities are apparently way more important than the people who want to enjoy the game. And as a result, they were review bombed, as this article will state, that I will also link down in the description. It's archived. But yeah, it states that it was review bombed by people, and as a result, the offensive material is now not going to come back. And it's one of the good things about Steam. The fact that you can leave comments, that you can review things that you have bought and stuff to give other people a heads up of what they're purchasing, whether they're purchasing, you know, a good game or a bad game, in the opinions of people who have actually played it, messed with it, got to see it, and all this other stuff, and see what's going on about it. So, you know, a lot of people out there will talk about how review bombing is bad. But if you actually take the time to look, you can find a lot of constructive things down there that you may not have already known. And as a result, they have decided to change their mind at reversing this decision, and are now no longer removing said offensive material. Although I think they still said that they were going to give to that charity, and that they were still going to pursue sensitivity training for their people, you know, their workers, which I think is just a waste of time. There's no good faith in it. The people are not going to be happy. The people that you were apologizing for, naturally, like every other time, well, this is a hollow apology, it means nothing. Which is why it's a waste of time to even give them any time, let alone apologizing to them or kowtowing to their demands. But I guess the real question at this point is it too little too late? What they could have done was nothing. They would have done their articles, and it would have given you free press. You could have released a statement going, look, this thing has happened. There are a lot of people upset with these things, but guess what? We don't care. We're going to keep our game the way it is. We're not going to change it for their sensibilities. And there's a good chance that you would have wound up with even more people going, oh, I think I want to go give this game a try. I want to go support these developers. Just like the developers of a game that I talked about, Dark, not that long ago, the other day, yesterday, today, something like that, where they told Epic that they could just essentially go and stick it somewhere in a nice way, so they can keep that door open in the future, of course, so they could give their players choice, which is something that players definitely want. And people, the players, the gamers, the people who are interested in your product do not want censorship. They do not want to be locked out of having something. You know, a lot of the things today that grind a lot of gears when it comes to gamers are things like microtransactions, needless microtransactions, you know, loot boxes and the such, the gambling mechanics, paid content that should be on the game day one, being forced to then pay for it to have access to it, censorship, kowtowing to these people who don't even want your game to begin with, exclusivity deals, locking the games behind, you know, a certain console or whatnot, when it's a third-party developer and has no business probably being locked behind a certain console when it could be just out for everybody, or say, you know, the Epic exclusivities when it could be on GOG and Steam and everybody could have the choice of where they want to go ahead and get it from. And you know, it's not hard to find what it is that gamers want. A quick YouTube search or a Google search will bring you plenty of things out there, as long as you avoid things like Kotaku and the Mary Sue and IGN and other gaming websites like that. That if you go to the YouTube side and start looking at things, you'll see what the gamers actually want. And if you just take 5 minutes to do that, you can avoid messes like this. But honestly, I wonder, is it too little too late? They pandered to them. They've pissed off their customers. Their customers at this point, even though they have decided to reverse that decision, they may have already gone ahead, refunded it, and walked away. They may have taken it off their wish list and walked away. They don't care now. You've destroyed what little trust you had with some of these people. And they've left their negative review. They've told you exactly why, because you've pandered to these people who have no business telling you what you can and can't do to begin with. And you essentially going, yeah, we'll do what you say. We're going to bow down to you because you are the arbiters of the internet. You are the gatekeepers. And, it's a wrong move. So I'm going to leave it with this. There is a comment here that is really good, because honestly, I couldn't say it any better myself. This happens to be a comment on one of the reviews that were left that they quoted in this article, of course. However, I speak for myself foremost, but it also seems that I speak for a lot of other customers when I say that it feels like the release of this game, which was so much anticipated, has more or less been ruined by what has happened here, and with the real down spiral being triggered by 3D Realms. A decision to kowtow to a hate mob, clearly against the expectations of their own customers. This incident has become, in my opinion, an example of what not to do. And that's just the straight up hard cold truth at that point. This is another one of those things that are going to go down for other companies to look at and go, maybe we shouldn't do that. So then when we have another company like the one who's doing Dark can look at it and go, you know what, maybe this is not the right way to do things. Maybe we should, I don't know, care a little more about our customers and not what some randos on Twitter with blue check marks have to think about it. Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments below. I will talk to you later. See ya.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more. And of course, there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.